Hello, manifestors. This is Terry wishing you a blessed summer solstice happening on June 21st, 10:58 a.m. Pacific time. I have so many new followers and friends finding me here. I just wanted to take a moment to say, hey, how are you? Love that you followed. Thank you so much. And I wanted to introduce myself for some new people. My name is Terry, and I am a Reiki master teacher, a massage therapist, and a healer in Oregon. And I have a background. I used to work in psychology, and I worked with a lot of teens with trauma. And so that's where I come from, an empath. And I've been studying astrology since I was just a little girl, really, reading Linda Goodman's, who I totally recommend. If you've never read Linda Goodman, that is a great place to start. And I really was self-taught in astrology since I was a teenager, and I want to make astrology super easy for you guys to follow along. You don't need to know anything about astrology. I'm here to teach you. And this summer solstice, this is a manifesting moon cycle. I keep saying this. If you watched my new moon in Gemini report, I talked about how this lunar cycle, we can really manifest with the power of alchemy. And once again, as I'm looking at all the solstice aspects for this powerful summer solstice, alchemy is coming up again and again. So if there's something that you want to manifest this year in 2023, this is the time, using the energy. The wind is like picking up as I'm saying this, just as a sign of how much potent manifesting energy we have right now on June 21st on this summer solstice. And use it or lose it, because when this month is gone, we're going to start heading towards a fall that is full of retrogrades. So now is the time to make your magic for 2023 and set your intentions. And I just did an astrology reading for a wonderful group of women who are getting ready to launch something. And I'm so grateful they entrusted me with this and that they are willing to wait to launch for next February when the stars truly align with their business. And so even though this is a manifesting time, maybe this is just a time to get ready, to be ready, to set the wheels in motion. It's not like it has to all happen right now, but you can get out your notebook, you can get out your journal, and you can start planting the seeds of intention on this summer solstice with this potent energy as the moon is in Leo and the sun enters Cancer, and we have some incredible aspects with Jupiter and Saturn I'm going to get to in just a minute. And I plan to use this morning, for me in the Pacific Northwest, this summer solstice reaches its peak at 10:58 a.m. You might need to check wherever you live when the summer solstice will be at its peak. And I plan to just be sending distance Reiki and doing a whole sound healing and an energy clearing and distance Reiki ritual the morning of June 21st. So if there's something you want to manifest, leave it in the comments, and I will send distance Reiki. I love to write out people's intentions and put the little pieces of paper in my singing bowl, and then I just ring it out into the universe and ask Source to manifest and make this happen. And then I infuse those pieces of paper with distance Reiki symbols for manifesting. And then I just let it go and release my attachment to outcome and just let the universe make it happen. And the woman that I was just doing these astrology charts for the launching the business, she was asking me, how do you manifest? And I will tell you, the main way that I manifest is to align with the energy of what you desire. Just get the feeling of having it. I really would love to have beautiful dream house with an infinity pool or just a really nice swimming pool. I think that empaths, we love to be near water, and I've manifested living always near water. I've always lived near the ocean, rivers, or lakes. And I also can just imagine this home with this infinity pool and just take some time on this solstice to just play around with it just for fun. Get into that receiving energy and just align with the feeling of whatever it is you want. And remember, leave it down below what it is you want to manifest, and then align with the energy as if you have it. What would it feel like? What would it feel like to be in your dream house? What would it feel like to have a relationship with the love of your life? What would it feel like to be in a career that was truly deeply rewarding and financially paid you what you're worth? And what would it feel like to have that financial windfall? Just get into the feeling, and when you can align with the feeling, if you can feel like you already have it and experience all the joy and happiness of really having it, that's when things will start to come. And when you are setting your intentions, I tell you, the biggest obstacle is that people get attached to the outcome. They want to plan it out. They want to know exactly how it's going to manifest and how it's going to happen and control all the little details. But when you write your intentions for this summer solstice, just send it out into the universe and let go of your attachment to how it will show up. It could show up in a totally different way, and it usually does. And I learned when I was switching careers once before. I used to work in psychology, and I worked with a group home with troubled teens, and I just wanted to do something different, and I didn't know what it was. I learned this really powerful technique of just mind mapping, where you just take a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and you get into that 5-year-old mind of anything is possible. And you get out your color crayons and you tap into your imagination and your creativity, and you just write a circle in the middle. It could be for love, it could be for a house, it could be for a career. Whatever it is that you want to manifest, you write that word in the circle of this piece of paper. And then you just draw a line and you draw something. For me, I wanted a new career path, and I didn't know what it was. So I put new career path in a circle in the middle, and then I drew out, it really surprised me, I drew hands. And I was like, I want to work with my hands. I'd never worked with my hands before. I had taken like a pottery class, and I enjoyed having the clay in my hands. And I wanted that feeling. As I was feeling into this mind map, I thought, I love that feeling of just working with clay. Maybe I want to be a potter, but I don't know. I was just being really open-minded. And so I just wrote working with hands. And of course, I ended up eventually at a massage school where I learned how to do massage and healing and Reiki with my hands. But I didn't know any of that was coming. I had no attachment to the outcome. And then I drew a tree, and I wanted to always see this beautiful maple tree outside my window. And I don't know what the tree had to do with anything, but I'll tell you, ever since I drew that mind map, I have had a maple tree outside the window of every office I have ever worked in. And that's pretty magical manifesting. I wasn't even really trying to manifest a tree, but there's the tree. Every place I have rented to do healing work, I go, well, there's the maple tree. It's a sign. That's my office. And I also drew women. I want to work with women, and 99% of my clients are women. And everything I drew on this mind map really came true, but I didn't know what it even meant. At the time, I thought, this is just crazy gibberish kid drawing, and I don't know how this is going to turn into a career or help me make money. So just play with it. Just get really creative on this summer solstice. We have a lot of Leo energy that wants you to get into your heart, tap into your heart, align with the energy of your heart's desire, and be childlike. Leo is a very childlike energy. And this solstice has such a Leo vibe. Who are my Leos? If you're a Leo, leave a comment, because I know your birthday is coming soon too. We have Moon in Leo, along with Mars in Leo and Venus in Leo, who's just about to go retrograde. Venus goes retrograde the day after this summer solstice on June 22nd. And so Venus is fully empowered in Leo right now, and we have Black Moon Lilith in Leo, all hanging out, just demanding our attention as only a Leo can. And Black Moon Lilith in Leo, she has something to say about your neglected shadow self. So you might be having some feelings coming around this summer solstice about your shadow, and you'll want to listen because it's Black Moon Lilith. You won't be able to ignore it. And Black Moon Lilith is conjunct Mars at 18 degrees. And I have a powerful Sabian symbol for you. I'm going to put it at the end, where I always do the Sabian symbols at the end. I chose this time to do the Mars in Leo conjunct Black Moon Lilith Sabian symbol, because that is the most powerful transit that I'm seeing. Although we also have that Saturn Jupiter sextile, which is incredibly powerful as well. But this is just really causing some divine feminine energy, uprising energy. And this is when Black Moon Lilith, the divine feminine energy, conjuncts with Mars, the warrior. Women are going to get their roar on for this summer solstice, and you better be listening to the women in your life, I tell you, because this is a time when this girl is on fire. And this summer solstice, women will be empowered, women will have ambitions, women will really be moving forward, and we all have the feminine and the masculine. And of course, summer solstice is a lot about the sun god and our masculine energy, that yin yang balancing. And this moon with Black Moon Lilith and Mars conjunct is a lot about balancing our hot, fiery yang masculine energy that is so Mars with our more feminine, resting, yinful, sleep, dream, have the internal vision. And so that is where we are right at this solstice, trying to balance our masculine, feminine, our yin, our yang, our let's go, or should we just take a nap kind of energy. And this might be a nice solstice to get into your voice, open your throat chakra, do some writing, some singing, some chanting, maybe even primal screaming, because we will all want to have our lion's roar on this summer solstice. And it's all going down near the heart of the lion star, the royal star of Regulus, found in the heart of the Leo constellation. We have the star of Regulus, which is an incredibly fortunate star in the zodiac. It brings wishes coming true. So this is why I say this is a manifesting summer solstice. This is the most manifesting summer solstice we've had in over a decade that I can think of. And so make your wish, align to the energy, get out your color crayons and draw that baby. And really make it happen with your Jedi mind, that Gemini Jedi mind skills I talked about in the Gemini New Moon. And because this is the most fortunate star of the year, and the star of Regulus is a royal star. It brings royalty, wealth, fortune, manifesting your desires. And if you know where Regulus shows up in your chart, for me it's in my 12th house, then when you know where Regulus shows up, you know how to manifest using that house. And I am doing a summer solstice astrology sale right now, and I will throw in the star of Regulus so you can see where you best manifest. Which house should you be aligning to? It's the house that is your Leo too. If you know your house of Leo, if you know which house Leo is in your chart, leave it in the comments and I'll let you know what that means for how to manifest with the star of Regulus. But I am having a summer solstice chart sale where you can get just a basic chart with all the current transits for $108. I'll leave the link down below. And there is just so much potential for manifesting with this stellium of planets all lining up near that star of Regulus. On this summer solstice, you can really tap into your heart's desire, and just even taking the time to figure out what your heart's desire is and what it is you want to call in, to magnetize to yourself. And Leos love to party, love to gather. So this is a great summer solstice for getting together with friends. And if you live in Central Oregon, I'm having a healthy happy hour at Arcane Mercantile off Colorado over by the Market of Choice. We're going to get together and look at some beautiful crystals. She has the most amazing crystals. I'll probably do some reels here on the crystals and kombucha and just a gathering of friends. It's totally free. Come on down. I will leave a link to the Healthy Happy Hour Eventbrite. It's free, but we just ask for people to RSVP. And just show up, and this whole Leo of stellium of planets, Moon, Mars, Venus, Black Moon Lilith, and the star of Regulus, they are all squaring that Uranus in Taurus, which is going to bring this energy of anything is possible now. This is the time when you can manifest something so much bigger than you ever imagined. And you can have these breakthroughs or new discoveries, really listening to your intuition to see if something's coming through, if universe is speaking to you about where to go, what to do. And whenever we have squares, we may have obstacles, struggles, or problems. With this solstice, with this solstice, I don't mean to lie, but you know how I feel about squares. They do cause problems, but within whatever shows up for you on this summer solstice, look for the gifts. Look for the helpers. There's always gifts. There's always helpers, even in a struggle, even in an obstacle. And sometimes you may not see the gift until later. You look back on your life and you're like, that was good. I didn't get that job, because if I got that job, I wouldn't have got this job. You know, it'll be something like that. But this square to Uranus and Taurus is so unpredictable, and it can cause those earth changes that, of course, we are seeing so many tornadoes and earthquakes. And so I would almost want to stay close to home with this solstice. I wouldn't want to travel far myself, just because there could be this little bit of unexpected turmoil energy with this solstice, but it's little, because we have something so much more exciting coming. On June 19th, right as I'm recording this, we have Jupiter sextile Saturn transit, which will really affect our summer solstice. But this transit is going to have a powerful manifesting effect on us really for the next 6 months. It's such a beautiful transit. It's a positive momentum to manifest, and we will be putting out a solstice manifestation meditation probably on the morning of summer solstice, when we're really in that power. We're going to record this recording on how to make money while you sleep. And I think this is a trend. I think so many people these days have all these side hustles and different jobs. Like, you just cannot get by on one job alone anymore in this world, with inflation and shrinkflation, and everything costs more. And so we are going to do a manifesting meditation that you can just listen to while you sleep, and it will help you to make money while you're sleeping with these secret manifesting Reiki symbols and infusions. And I'm going to have, my husband is actually going to record it, because he has the most soothing voice, I have to say. And he is a Cancer, which has that really nurturing, restful, calming voice. I think his voice is much better for falling asleep too than mine. And when I first had my son in July, another Cancer, my husband would read me Eat, Love, Pray. It was so sweet. And I would listen to that and just fall asleep. And his voice is so soothing and so hypnotic that I'm really excited to do this manifestation video with his soothing voice. And getting back to that Jupiter and Saturn transit, though, the sextile, meaning these two planets are in a beneficial 60-degree sextile with each other. This is about opportunities for growth. And we have Jupiter, who is just giving us so much optimistic hope for the future, combined with Saturn, who's really going to teach us how to take the steps to manifest what it is we want. And you can see this sextile in the solstice chart that I put at the beginning of this video. And this is a time to really step into your power and do that thing, the thing you've been thinking about, talking about. Write the book, launch the business, start the process, move the dial forward. And this is an excellent time for investments too. And I believe real estate is always the best investment. And if you thought about buying a home, man, right now what I'm seeing in Oregon is lots of price drops, lots of opportunity for first-time home buyers to really get in. And there's like, I'm helping a couple people. I do real estate as well. I am like a side hustle queen. I do massage, I do real estate, and I have a magazine. And I love the energy right now of buying homes, because even though the interest rates are high, there are a lot of people, at least where I live, who bought homes at a really low interest rate. Maybe it's 3%. And sometimes they can just work with the bank so that you can take over their low interest rate. So you can still get in to buying a home with these like 3% interest rates. It's incredible. And that's the kind of opportunity for growth we are seeing with this Jupiter sextile Saturn. There's these little windows of opportunity. And with houses, I mean, you get these little windows of opportunity and it just opens and you gotta go for it. And then the window closes, and then suddenly there's a big bubble again, and houses are become unaffordable for most people again. So I've bought 2 houses in these little windows of opportunity, and one in Seattle and one in Oregon. And this is another time this summer with this sextile Saturn and Jupiter. If you're thinking about it, you know, really try to do it, because it's a good market. And we haven't said that in a long time, a good market for buyers. But this is the time to set your intention, whatever it is. Plant your seed for what you want to call in for this year, and pay attention to all the little details when you're scripting what it is you want, when you're asking the universe, when you're connecting to source. Be specific. I have a funny story about before I met my husband, I wrote the list. If you're looking for love, you know, it's good to get out your piece of paper, do your mind map, write the list of everything you want to manifest in a partner. And I definitely did that before I met my husband, and I got everything I wanted, really. He's super nurturing and caring, and he does yoga, and he likes to be out in nature just like I do. We have so many things in common, and I know it came from that list. But one of my girlfriends had a husband who was a CPA, an accountant, and he would do all of her business billing and all of her like accounting, and he could say, she was an acupuncturist, and he could say, oh, you made 15% more in herbal sales last month. That's great. And I watched that and I thought, gosh, I would love to have somebody who could do all of my books as well and tell me things like that. But I didn't say in my list, I did not say I want a CPA or an accountant or somebody to do my taxes. No, I said I want somebody who is good with numbers, right? That's, in my mind, somebody who's good with numbers could do all that. But what I got, the universe gave me, is a math teacher. So the universe loves to laugh at us when we're not specific, when we're manifesting. So as you're manifesting with this potent manifesting moon cycle, make sure you're very specific in your list. That is my lesson. And don't be vague. Really ask for exactly what you want. And this lucky, oh, it's so windy. This lucky sextile, this solstice, gives us this great potential now to tap into the energies of both Jupiter and Saturn to manifest and make it all happen. And this is just as good as it's going to get this year. I'm telling you. So get clear about what it is you want and how you will go about manifesting it, and leave room for the universe to guide you forward, to guide the course. Don't feel like you have to control every step of the way. Give up some of it. Just give it up to the universe, and leave that room for the universe to surprise and delight you, because with that Uranus, it could be even better than we could have imagined. And you don't have to have it all figured out. It's a good time to just listen to the higher voices and use this technique from the Course in Miracles. If any of you have read the Course in Miracles, I use this all the time. You can just ask the universe, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? Whom would you have me talk to? And what would you have me say? Just try starting your mornings this way. It's a beautiful meditation. I really try to do this every day. I wake up, you get a bunch of emails, you got all this stuff coming at you, but instead of attacking all the stuff that's coming at you, take a moment in your day to do this little meditation, to ask the universe, where should I go? What should I do? Who do I talk to? And what do I say to them? And when I start really listening to the universe and allowing the universe to guide my path forward, that's when the miracles really show up. So I invite you to do that. And there was like a funny meme about, universe, show me a sign of what to do next. And then the universe said, do your laundry. So it can be, sometimes the universe will give you a simple message. It's like, maybe you just need to clean your desk today, and just be open to it. And Jupiter, the great expander, who fills your heart with hope and faith that we will manifest. And Saturn, that Lord of Karma, who is the great soul teacher, who will guide us on our path through faith. And how can we make it all happen with Saturn sextile Jupiter? When these two power planets come together in a sextile, we have a balance between the great big dreams we have for the future and the reality of the work it is going to take to make it all happen day by day, step by step, phone call by phone call. So this is just a really good balance for really making it happen, putting big plans into effect and implementing them. And it doesn't work if you just leave your big plans in your notebook. You've got to implement them. And that's where Saturn coming in with Jupiter is really going to help us make it happen. The other thing really fueling this summer solstice like never before is the solar storms we've been having. Oh, we just had on June 17th, on June 17th, we had a class M solar storm, which is a biggie. And there were so many little solar flares. It was off the charts. And if you go down the little Google rabbit hole, you can see that the Schumann resonance, which is the sound the earth makes, and people follow the Schumann resonance and they listen to the changing sounds of the vibration. I could really hear like almost ringing in my ear it was this last Saturday, the 17th, and we were at a Renaissance fair, and I was both incredibly tired, but also I had this intense ringing of like different, it wasn't even ringing, it was like somebody was playing singing bowls in my head, but it wasn't coming from the Renaissance fair. It was just this sound that was in my brain, and I think it was the solar storms. And I'm just becoming one of those people who's constantly talking about solar storms now. I feel like I'll be at a party and my friends will say, oh, she's talking about those solar storms again. But this is big, and these solar storms are only going to get bigger and bigger as we get closer to 2025, when we have the biggest solar storms ever. And we put out some music for how to cope with these solar storm symptoms. I'm going to leave links to these solar storm videos because it is mind-blowing, and I know you all are probably feeling it. And some of the side effects are ears ringing, tiredness, thirst, but some people get insomnia and some people get anxiety, and it just depends. It just depends how your body interacts, but we're all receiving these energetic downloads right now because everything is speeding up on our planet energetically as we have both the galactic center, I was talking about that in the Gemini New Moon report as well. We're opposite that galactic center that's pulling us in, combined with these M-class solar storms. Things are happening so fast right now. You can have these quantum leap manifestations. You can be bigger and bolder than ever before, but it's also really asking us to just slow down energetically, even as the energy is speeding up the frequency and time seems to be quickening. There's this quickening energy, but then under that there is another energy that's asking us to slow down, to rest, to sleep, to dream, to go within, to get out in nature, to earth, to ground, to root down. And this energy is really inviting us to connect with the earth. If you have some time to spare and you can just go lay on a grassy field or ocean, laying out in the sand and just connect with the earth, supporting your body from below. This is a really powerful way to do like a full body earthing session and reconnect with this deep earth energy that is going to become so important as we go on with more and more solar storms. And this solstice, this is the best way to ride out this quickening energy, is to just get out in nature, put your feet in the mud if you can, and just align with the energetic shifts and try to get in tune with the massive undercurrent of change and rebirth. And it reminds me of surfing ocean waves. If you've ever surfed at all, you use so much core strength just to get up onto the board and finally stand up. And then you're up and it feels like 10 seconds you're riding a wave, and then smash, you're like crashed, slam back down in a massive ocean wave, and you're pulled into an underworld of ocean waves, pulling you deeper into the depths of the sea, tossing your body all around, only to barely pop up again for air and survival. And this solstice year, this quickening energy that we are getting from the solar storms, it's just like this surfing. You try so hard to stand up and ride the wave, but the wave may just pull you under, and if it does, I say let go. If you resist at all, it's going to be harder, so surrender to the energy. If you feel the energy of, I just want to rest, I just want to take a nap, just surrender to it. Go take your nap, get your rest. And there's so many of these symptoms that I'm feeling with this energy vibrations coming in, but a lot of my clients too are saying that they're so tired, and if they try to fight the tired, maybe with coffee, they just go into a state of anxiety and fear. So this energy is so new to us. It can be really a foreign sensation that we just don't understand. But if you can really tap in to the pure love vibrations that are also coming in and just receive the good energy and don't worry about anything that doesn't feel recognizable. And we have these intergalactic helpers that are really coming forth on our planet right now too. And I had a dream of like this higher spiritual being just reaching down their arm to like lift me up. And I thought, this is the energy of these downloads. It's a higher vibration that just wants to reach out its hand and pull you up so that you can rise up to that higher fifth dimensional energy that we're all moving towards right now. And so just take the handhold. If you feel that, you know, that there is an energy that's pulling at you, just imagine that this hand is helping you up the energetic vibrational scale and just go with it. And some people may resist this energetic shift, and some people just don't even know what is happening to them. If you're not someone who's paying attention to this new energy that's coming onto this world, if you don't even know and maybe you're resisting, that can lead to frustrations, anger, outbursts, and rage. And we are seeing more of this in our world right now for sure. And so if you see somebody who's just kind of losing it or just going into a full rage or anger, just try to be so compassionate. For people are experiencing feelings that they don't understand, and there can be a lot of weirdness as we go forth in this summer. So if we can all, those of us in the know who know what's going on, who know that the energy is getting higher vibrational right now, if we can just be compassionate helpers and we can help those people rise up too, the whole world will be a better place, right? And of all the SABIAN symbols I could have chose for this summer solstice, as I said earlier, I chose that Mars conjunct Black Moon Lilith. And so I want to read the Black Moon Lilith conjunct Mars at 18 degrees of Leo now. And this one intrigues me the most. And it is so funny because I just did the Gemini New Moon astrology report. If you haven't watched it, you can go back and watch it, where I talked about alchemy. And now the SABIAN symbol for Mars in Leo with conjunct Black Moon Lilith in Leo, both at 18 degrees, is about alchemy. So this moon has so much alchemy, and this summer solstice, this Mars, Black Moon Lilith is also bringing up alchemy. And the SABIAN symbol says, a chemist conducts an experiment for his students, inquiring into the hidden process of nature. The human mind experiences a thrill of discovery. And here we reach a level of intellectual analysis and human ability to control natural process. The ability is based on the inherited knowledge acquired by a community of generation after generation of learning. And this presents a teaching situation where an individual demonstrates his power with a long series of efforts. He is one link in a long ancestral chain, which his activity will prolong into the future. We are but an agent of the collectivity of human beings approaching nature in terms of the possibility of transforming it in order to satisfy our own wants or needs. And at the highest level of this activity, it becomes alchemy. Alchemy, 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 alchemy. Alchemy is what we want to be doing with our Jedi mind skills, with our aligning to the energy of what we want, turning lead into gold this month and this summer solstice. And I wish you such a happy summer solstice. I am going to send distance Reiki to all of you who are watching. And I'm going to do an energy clearing and some sound healing today too.